We're 3 minutes in, and there's Spellman. 3 minutes in, John, another frantic pace for the Heat to combat in Atlanta.
He's got to make sure they're getting back in transition and contesting those threes. What a tough shot by Jay Rich on the floater. One of the fouls, too. On the reach from behind, he continues to stay with it and is able to get it up. That's what you got to do as a shooter to draw fouls. Got to get the ball up on the rim. No foul call, but he's able to convert.
Topside, Whiteside, wide open three, rattles down. Whiteside with his third career three and his first this season. Magruder from downtown. Prince from downtown. Oh, they're coming fast and furious. Taurean Prince, who's averaging over 15 points a game, but he's been slumping over the last three. Richardson for three. It was like a pinball machine. Josh Richardson with his first tray of the game, number 20 on the season. What a pace. 2-point Hawks lead. Richardson's long angle three, kaboom. Josh Richardson, a pair of first quarter threes. He has 9 points for Miami.
Rodney Magruder, he shot the shot, but he made sure he busted his tail back to be able to take away any sort of defensive drive there.
Whoa, speaking of drive, Richardson with a beautiful take and a flush to finish. So Jay Rich and Rodney Magruder each have 12 points.
Boy, he was surprised how open he was getting to the rim on that play.
Well, he'd have cut an 11-point lead down to 6 for Atlanta.
His ability to stretch and make long shots, forcing the defense to overplay their Herder.
He's the 8th different Hawk to triple tonight. They're up by 10, and they have 10 trays. There's a steal by Bembry, racing with Rodney, and Richardson in retreat defense, able to pick his pocket. This 8th Hawks turnover. Richardson steps back and fires. Kaboom! Jay Rich with a hat trick of threes here in the first half. He has 15 points for Miami.
I love Magruder's handoff there for his third assist, too.
There's a steal by Bazemore. That's the 10th Heat turnover. Bazemore has it picked off by Richardson, and then the ball knocked out of bounds. It'll go back to Miami. Winslow starting tonight in place of the injured Goran Dragic. Magruder's three. And the long rebound, hustled to by Bam Adebayo. Richardson's three. Kaboom. Josh Richardson's 4th triple of the game. And Richardson with 21 points in the game. That's exactly what he averages this year on the road. This is Richardson in transition. The Hawks get back well. Richardson zigzags into the paint. And a 2-pointer for Jay Rich. He now has 23 points to lead the Heat. Timeout Atlanta with the Hawks ahead by a dozen. Richardson for three. Kaboom. Nice setup by Magruder.
Yeah, Magruder continues to find the seams yet again, this time with the right-hand dribble.
Wade's three. Kaboom. Dwayne Wade, his first triple tonight. 3 on the shot clock. Poitras missed the dunk, and here comes Dwayne Wade. Bam Adebayo's back in. Tyler Johnson streaking through, sending it out for the Richardson triple. Kaboom. Josh Richardson with 30 points. He had 31 a couple nights back against Sacramento. We've only had 2 lead changes in the whole game. Jeremy Lin, Richardson on his back. Richardson from behind blocked it out of bounds. Gorgeous block by Josh Richardson, his 8th of the season in the midst of a 30-point night.
Toughest block to make in the game, coming directly behind a guy without fouling.
Topside Bembry by himself. And the rebound of Winslow in traffic. That's 8 boards for Justice. 3:42 to play. Heat down 2. Richardson for the tie. Got it. And a new career high for Josh Richardson with his 32 points in tonight's game.
Excellent screen by Bam. Sets up that shot where he's able to get to the left-hand dribble in the mid-range 18-footer.
Heat out to end a 3-game losing streak. The Pistons have troubles of their own. They've dropped 4 in a row after winning their first 4. Richardson nails a mid-range jumper.
Right back at it, coming off that career-high 32 points. And looking to shoot the basketball. Excellent decision there on the pull-up from 18 feet.
Winslow backdoor cut. Richardson slams it down. Nice work from the two teammates. Well, he need to find their way on this end. Richardson down the lane for the scoop. Third field goal for Josh Richardson, who leads Miami at 21 points per game.
And he just wasn't the factor because of the pace, and they're going to need him to play here in this front court. They're limited, and only Udonis Haslem left on the bench.
Gorgeous left-handed spike slam dunk for Derrick Jones Jr., the elevator man.
So important to have your head in a position where you can see the man and the ball.
Nice play by Richardson, working inside on the smaller Ish Smith. So 8 points for Richardson, 3-point lead for the Heat early here in quarter two. 2 minutes into the second quarter, a 1-point lead for the Heat. Richardson, kaboom. Josh Richardson, his 26th triple of the season. He is now 5 for 6 for 11 points. Winslow, a left-handed runner, ricochets back to Blake Griffin. Just joining us, Hassan Whiteside, not playing tonight for the Heat with a sore knee. What a block by Richardson. He picked that one right out of the sky. Jay Rich, who had 11 first-half points. Bruce Brown, the former Miami Hurricane, started the game. He starts the second half as well for the Pistons, and the Heat have a 2-point lead.
He never loses his composure inside, takes his time. So hard for a guard to finish in there, and he finds a way to get it up off the glass.
Pretty blocked by Richardson. That's his second of the game. Tyler Johnson bounces in the three. 8:33 left. The Heat are up by 10. Richardson's mid-range bank shot right on target. His first score of the second half gives him 13.
He does a good job of putting the ball down on the floor and really finding the seams for Detroit, giving them a penetrating type guard.
Well, that bucket by Richardson ended a run of 7 straight points for the Pistons. 15 for Jay Rich. His 4 points in the second half have all come here in the final quarter. Oh, Smith airballed that from about 7 feet away. Here's Olynyk behind his back to Dragic. 4.5 minutes to go. Richardson, kaboom! Big three for Richardson, who was scoreless in the third quarter, but has 7 here in the fourth, and the Heat are up 10 with 4:20 left. Richardson comes right. 6 to shoot. Finds Bam. That's a goaltend on Drummond. 1-point lead for Detroit. 2.5 minutes left in the extra period. Richardson, perfectly done. Blew right past Reggie Jackson. Josh Richardson with 20. The Pistons are up by 2. Minute 47 left in overtime. Richardson turns and fires. It rolls in. 2 scores in a row for Richardson. So he has 22. A minute 40 left. We're tied at 1:13. Richardson drawing 2 defenders. 8 on the shot clock. Dragic, little stutter step. Bounces back for a Richardson 3. Kaboom! Oh, he has been clutch. He has 7 points in the overtime, 25 for the game. He just put the Heat ahead by 1. Timeout Pistons with 65 seconds left in a game that refuses to end.
Jay Rich stepping up when it matters in OT with the big triple there. 7 points in the overtime period to lead the Heat. Jay Rich making it happen in overtime, and once again mixing it up, getting to the rim when he can, because they're overplaying him as a shooter, taking advantage of his size to shoot that turnaround jump shot, putting that shoulder on to create space, and then just flat out knocking down the big triple when Reggie Jackson's slow to get to him. He is making it happen and feeling good right now. He's the guy with the hot hand, Eric, that you want to see them feed here as the seconds tick on.